Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a project pan update. It's been a while. My last one was, well, my introduction was in January. It is now almost May. So I'm a little bit behind, but I thought we would just get that out the way and do this today before trying any new makeup and stuff. Let's go ahead and hop straight in. I'm not sure if I was the most successful with my project pan this quarter, well, meant to be a quarter. I tried my hardest to just include everything. I unfortunately am not sure if I chose the right products to go all together. I do have natural light today and I'm not sure if you can see, but my skin just looks really textured with all these products, and I think I am still gonna try to continue to finish them because a lot of them I did make progress on, but I might change out my foundation or include a different powder in. But in saying that, let's go ahead and start with powders, just because it was quite difficult to track this. I did also make notes of how much use I got out of every product, but not for the full time. See, I was traveling. I won't be traveling as much anymore. I travel a lot, so I didn't always have my book, or I would be getting ready in the morning and not have time to mark it off and then forget. So I kind of just tracked when I could. I have a little book over here and I've written down all the products. Let's go ahead and start with powders, like I said, just because it was a little bit more difficult to track. So starting with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish powder. I don't have it with me right now. It is an empty. So we finished one product in this and I'm so excited that we did that because I thought the product was gonna go bad very soon and I just wanted to finish it. It was kind of like just around the rims and it was really difficult to get it out, so I was scraping it off with a spoolie and then going in and dipping it in, just like I did with the Fit Me powder last year. I ended up using that 13 times before I finished it. I'm assuming this was accurate because I finished it quite early on. I think I want to say in February or March even. Early March probably, but 13 times wasn't too bad and I got some really good use out of it because it is very expensive. So I'm really happy to announce that we finished one product. I probably should have ended on this, but you know, I'm just really excited, so I thought I'd just mention it first. Then moving on to bronzer, we had the Soleil bronzer, which was a roll-in from last year, and I have mine in the shade Sunkissed. Is that what it's called? I'm not entirely sure. I think I go through this every time. I'm not entirely sure what the shade is in this. I did make a much bigger dent in there. I do still really like it. I am wearing obviously all of this on my face today. Look how glowy my cheeks looking. Yeah, the tone is really perfect for me. It works every single time without fail, not patchy, quite smooth, and it has a slight luminosity to it, which I'm starting to really like again. So I'm really loving this and I am definitely keeping it in. I used this a total of 14 times track. The last, I want to say, month I haven't been tracking anything, so it could have been more, and I seem to use this every time I use my makeup. So whether I'm using my project pan stuff or other products, I always gravitate back to this just because it's reliable and I already know how it performs. So really still loving this and definitely keeping this in. So in order of doing my makeup, I usually go in with highlight next, and we had this Stila highlight, that's upside down, this Stila highlighter in Kitten, and it is like a nice rosy highlight. It looks like that. Again, I am wearing it today, although my blush is quite low, so it all kind of blends together, but I really like this. Very difficult, as you know, to make progress on a highlighter, especially this one I think is quite tightly packed, or it might have been repressed. I'm not sure. I got this from my fiance's sister. Yeah, I really do like it. It's very smooth, not too glittery, and I really like the effect it has on my skin. So I'm really still happy with this. And like I said, the same with the bronzer. I reach for this even though I am not using my project pan products. I always reach for this as well, just because it gives me such a nice glow, especially when I was going for like my my wedding venue viewings. I just like it, just catches the light really nicely under different lighting. So I really enjoyed this and I will continue to use it. Then we have the Milani blush in Sunset Passion. This is like the, what is the one called that everybody loves? The Luminoso, but this is more of like a red berry tone. I am again wearing this today and it has such a beautiful glow, but I'm not really sold on the color. I think I might roll this out, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll tell you guys at the end of of the video, so stay tuned about all the roll-ins. I think I want to roll this out. The color, although we're going into winter, I'm not sold on the color. I don't think it's the best color. It also looks like I've made basically no progress on this, and you don't need a lot. I'm just kind of over it, and yeah, the color for me is not great. I'd rather go for something a little bit more peachy or a little bit more like pinky toned. Not the best right now for the color alone. Maybe deeper into winter I might roll this back in, but for now I think I might roll this out. But like I said, stay tuned till the end. I did use this a total of 8 times, not including today as well, so I think I used it a couple more times than that. Maybe like, I would say a total of maybe 10 or 11 times. Yeah, not reaching for it as much, and I think that's besides the point of the project pan. I just want products that I want to reach for, that I would love to use every day and make some use out of, but unfortunately that's just not one of them. Then we have our eyeshadow palette, and this is the Nudification palette by W7. I have not hit pan in anything, but as you can see, like that shade, and I think this shade as well, like you can see that I've kind of made a dent in it. It is quite a soft powder, especially the shimmers, so I'm having to like kind of dig my finger in it. It also doesn't work very well on a brush because it's more of like a wet formula, so I'm struggling a bit with this palette. I also think I might want to roll it out, even though I really wanted to hit pan on these things, or at least one shade, but it's just become difficult. I am again wearing it today. It is a nice everyday palette because it's very neutral, but I'm kind of sick of it and I want to try and work on something else, so we'll see, and I'll let you know at the end again. I used this palette, well, tracking 5 times, but I think it was a bit more because when I was at work as well, I wasn't tracking, but I was using it like in the morning if I just wanted to do something light through the crease and a little bit of shimmer. Probably I would say about 10 times altogether, but that's just me guessing. It could be less, it could be more. I'm really happy with the progress I made on those, but I'm kind of just sick of it, and 4 months isn't that long to be using the same product, so if I'm already sick of it, it probably just isn't great in this project. Next, let's move on to all the liquid products and cream products I have in my project pan. So this is a little bit more exciting, I think, but also a little bit sad, and you'll see why when we get there. So starting with the primer, in order of doing makeup, I like to do it that way, it just makes sense in my head. We had the Wet n Wild primer, well, Prime Focus Primer Serum. As you know, this is not my favorite. It's quite glittery and then quite watery as well. It doesn't really have any special effect on the skin besides adding a bit of shimmer. So not my favorite once again, but I do use it in conjunction with my other primers. So I'll go in with a thin layer of this first, and then I'll go in with pore blurring or whatever other primer I'm in the mood for that day, whether it's gripping or hydrating. I will use anything in conjunction with it. I did use it by itself today, as you can see. Very glowy skin, but other than that, my pores are still quite accentuated, and it does nothing in my opinion. So I have made quite a significant bit of progress. I don't know if you'll be able to see there. This is January and this is April. So that is significant progress, and I definitely think I can finish this in the next couple of months. I'm going to keep this in just because it's really exciting that I can see the actual progress happening. I love products like that. It just makes you excited to use it. I've been reaching for this, like I said, in conjunction with my other primers, so it's just getting used, which is kind of the aim of this whole project, isn't it? Very happy with that. I tracked it 9 times. Like I said, I've been using it almost every single day with another primer. I think I've used it a lot more, especially in order to make that amount of progress. If I'd only used it 8 times, I definitely wouldn't have made that much progress. Next, this is the sad part, for me at least. Foundation, we had the, what is it called? Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. This was my #1 foundation for a really long time. I really loved it. It looked so gorgeous on my skin, but I'm finding it to make my skin quite textured at the moment. I don't know, let me try and zoom you in. I don't know if you can see on camera, my viewfinder is tiny, so I can't really tell, but especially in this area here, and around here, and then sometimes around like the parameters of my face as well. It just, even here, it just accentuates so much of my texture that I'm kind of hating it at the moment. I think again we're going to roll this out, roll something else in, give something else a chance, because I don't want to hate this product because it was one of my favorites. So maybe giving it a little break will help. I haven't really been reaching for like very full coverage foundations anyway, so wasn't my best choice to put this in the project pan for this year because, like I said, I'm kind of hating it right now. I've used it, well, I've tracked a total of, I want to say 7 times, and honestly I wouldn't say that I've used it more than 10 times in the last 4 months because I just haven't wanted to reach for it. There's other things in my collection now that have outshone this, and let me know if you want me to do another foundation ranking with my favorite foundations, maybe my top 10, because I do have a lot more now, and obviously my knowledge of foundations and what suits my combination skin has changed a lot. Another one that was quite disappointing, and I loved this when I first started using it, is the Tarte Double Duty Concealer. Is it Shape Tape? Yeah, I got the mini version, thank goodness, because I absolutely loved this when I first started using it. It just made my under eyes look so smooth, and it's full coverage, and it wasn't too drying, so I really loved this. But once the stopper was removed, I feel like the texture of the product changed. I'm currently just scraping the edges. There's barely anything in here. I kind of put the marking there because it was full when we started this in April. It is April. In January, it was full, so we've used a lot of it. Like, I did really like it, and I used it on top of my eyelids as well, so I put the marking down here, but I think that it's much lower than that right now because I'm actually struggling to scrape it out. But I will still again just leave this in. It was only a little sample size that I bought, so if I don't like it, I mean, no skin off my back, but I would like to finish it and just like accomplish that. I marked this a total of 5 times, but definitely have used it more. I kind of shied away from it, say middle of March, and I started using a different concealer altogether just because this was looking so dry and cakey. Even now, I don't know if you can see, like, it's completely settled into my fine lines. I'm not using the best powder at the moment. I was thinking of rolling this powder into my project pan, but it's really not good, so I don't even want to waste my time. I'll use it as like a backup powder for something else. Very disappointed in this once again, but we have made significant progress, like you've seen. Almost done with this, so we'll just leave it in for a couple more months and then see where we're at. If it's not finished, I'll probably have to throw it out because it's just drying out so much, like I said, as soon as I took the stop out. For cream bronzer, we had all the writing has completely come off, like from traveling. Obviously it's in and out the bags, and then I'm using it, then I'm not using it. So this is the She Glam Sculpt Stick, I want to say, or Shape and Sculpt Stick in the shade Cacao. This one I have made so much progress on. If I don't put my hand behind, you won't even be able to see. I made quite a bit of progress. I've been using this also almost every day. I switch between this one and then my Catrice one that I recently got, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a double-ended one like this. I like the Catrice tone better. This one is too bronzery. I layered it underneath my bronzer today, and it does look nice, and I'm determined to finish it because we are so close. So for this, I had that I used it a total of 13 times, but I definitely used it more. I already know that. What's going on with my hair? I also did just do a little, I will put this in a picture so you can see it better, but the bronzer, you can see the 2 little markings there, so I did make a significant amount of progress in that. I do still like it. Like I said, tone isn't the best, but I do love the texture of it, and it's smooth and it's easy to apply, so definitely will continue using this until it's done because, again, it will be a great empty. We have 2 more products left, and starting with the Kiko Milano Radiant Touch Creamy Highlighter Stick. Again, didn't reach for this that much. I just feel like it's an unnecessary step in my routine, to be honest, and I have tracked a total of 8 times. Definitely have used it more. Like I said, it seems like an extra step in my routine. I don't feel like I need a cream highlighter and a powder highlighter, but I've been doing it like I have today sometimes, but in all honesty, I'm not reaching for this, but I will leave it in just because it's not like a must that I use it, but I would like to make a little bit more progress on it. So I have like a little diagram here again, and I've just put Jan and April here because I didn't make any progress. There was no tracking that was needed. I probably could weigh it if I want, but I would have had to start with that. So anyway, we'll see how far we get. There's no pressure on that product. I'm not like, I don't have loads of liquid highlighters that I kind of want to use up. I probably have 4 or 5, and it's okay to just keep working on this one. It's quite old, and I think after this project I will throw it away. So might as well just keep working on it. Actually, I lied to you. I'm so sorry. We have 2 more products left. So for blush, we had this She Glam Color Bloom liquid blush, and I have mine in the shade Risky Business. Again, I do not like this product. It is very, very glittery. I do have it on today, which probably adds to all this glow on my cheek, but I haven't made much progress. I don't reach for it. I don't love the color. I don't love the texture. I don't love the glitter. But again, sometimes if I feel like using it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. So I'm kind of just going to leave it in here because I would like to finish this year as well. Probably going to be very difficult because I don't really like the product and don't reach for it. I have this tracked for a total of 7 times, which is probably correct. Add today and that's 8. No, I'm lying. There might be a couple more times, so maybe 10 times maximum, but I'm not reaching for it. I don't really love it. Maybe I should roll it out and just add in a cream bronzer that a cream blush that I do like. I'm just thinking, because I'm more like in my peachy era again. I go through phases, and this is kind of not working well. Also, as a cream blush, I kind of would need a powder blush that matched it, and because I'm rolling out the powder blush, maybe I should just, I'm indecisive, but let's decide at the end of the video when I show you all my roll-ins, and I'll just take a look at my makeup collection and I'll let you guys know what I've decided, because it won't go with the blush I'm thinking of rolling in anyways. Lastly, I promise, this is the setting spray, and I got the I keep scratching my foot, sorry. It's on the carpet and it's just like the indentations are itching me. But this is the Maybelline Lasting Fix makeup setting spray. This is a really good setting spray in theory. Like if you put eyeshadow and you spray over it, it doesn't budge. But on my face, I feel like it does something really strange. Like firstly, it splatters and like leaves foam, and then it kind of lifts up your makeup underneath. Even though I like fan it down first and then go in with a sponge, it kind of lifts off your foundation underneath. I find that it kind of sinks into my pores. Maybe I'm putting on a little bit too much, but it kind of accentuates this on my pores, and it like kind of looks like the powder is then pushed deeper into my pores and just sitting there like in craters, and doesn't look great. But as you can see, there is Jan over here and April down there. So I've made a huge amount of progress, and I go through setting sprays quite quickly, and it's really weird that I'm still busy with this one, because I kind of would just commit to one and keep using it, but I've kind of just veered away and then come back because of it having been in my project pan. But I will finish this. I definitely want to. I don't think it's quite like accurate having to track this, because I use it for, well, here I have like 16 times, but I use it for wetting my brush when I'm doing concealer, and I don't count that as a use. I'll count the whole use of my face as a thing. So, as a use. So I don't know what's happening there. I'm fumbling my words, but yeah, I would count like the eyeshadow and then at the end spraying my face as one use, where I would think that would be 2, because I don't know. It's not like when you have a foundation you use 1 pump and that's a use, but this is like spray, and then spray your brush 1, 2. Like, I don't know how to count that, but yeah, we have made progress. I'm really happy with that. And yeah, that is all the products we have in our project pan. Let me just round up all my roll-ins, and I will let you guys know what we're getting rid of and what we're bringing in. So some decisions were made, and I probably should have done this before I even pushed record, but I wasn't thinking. I just jumped up this morning, washed my hair, put on some makeup, and was like, I'm filming. So there was no real thought process that went into this, which is my bad. But anyway, moving on. So starting with eyeshadow. So we had the W7 Nudification palette in, and like I said, I'm kind of sick of it. It's good for every day, but I just wasn't feeling it anymore, and it doesn't leave much room for creativity, which I'm sure you all know. I love a little bit of color on the eye most days, so I like to match it with my outfits or you know, complementary colors. So this is a bit risky and I probably won't like it, but I've set a goal for this. So we're bringing in this MAC palette. It is just a bunch of single shadows. It was also just a kind of hand-me-down, but I haven't got much use out of this palette because I find the formula quite dry. But now I'm using a new eyeshadow base, and I have a lot more technique. This might work. So it's very, very colorful, but still quite muted. So I think I could make this work. And I've already been thinking about all the like cool tones I can experiment with. So I'm really excited to bring this in. The shimmers are not very impactful, but it is nice to sometimes just have a soft wash of shimmer on your lid. So I'm excited to try this. And I've set a goal for 15 times in the next 2 months, which our next check-in will be in. So 2 months, 15 times should be doable. So I'm very, very excited. I kind of just want to wash my face off and go in with these new products and see how they work, but where's the fun in that? Moving on to the next item, I obviously want to get rid of, not obviously, but as I said, I want to get rid of the She Glam Color Bloom blush in Risky Business. Not my favorite, and the shade, like I said, isn't going to match many of my other powder blushes. So we're rolling this out and we're bringing in an oldie but a goldie, and this is the Revolution Fast Based Blush. I used to love this. It smells like pina colada. It kind of did fall out, but and like, yeah, I ruined it a little bit, but I think I just need to give it another chance. And I mean, I did like the tone of it. It's quite light, but with a corresponding powder blush, I think it will look really nice. This is in the shade Peach, so I'm into peachy blushes, so I think this is going to be a fun one to work on. Then moving into powder blush, so instead of the Milani Sunset Passion blush, I'm going to swap it out for another affordable brand, and it is Collection, and this is just the blush, and it is in the shade Bashful. So it's kind of peachy pinky, and I think it will go really, really well with the cream blush. So layered together, I think it will give me a really nice effect. This is kind of shimmery, so as you can see, I'm really liking the glow on my cheeks recently, so I think these will go really well together. So the cream blush 20 times in the next 2 months, and the powder blush 30 times. So I have a couple of other cream blushes I can use in conjunction with this, so maybe I can chop and change and just keep it a little interesting if I want. So this one has less use time, so 20, and then this one 30. So very, very excited for that. The last roll-in we have is the foundation. So we are rolling out the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth, just because, like I said, it was one of my favorites. I'm kind of not liking it anymore, so I just want to give it a rest so that I could bring my love back for it. Maybe it is also my skin. I've changed climate a few times in the last month, like I went from South Africa, Dubai, England, South Africa. So my skin's kind of going through it right now, and I've got a nice steady skincare routine now that I'm really hoping works, but it's very, very exciting. Let me know if you want to see that in a future video. But we're bringing in Maybelline, the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. This one has hyaluronic acid in it. As you can see, it's again not my favorite. I haven't seen the sun in quite some time as well, so my skin is quite fair, so I think this will work very well, and I need to give it a better chance. I think the reason I don't like it as well is because my pump is broken and I'm having to open it up, but maybe that will help us use it faster. I don't have a usage goal on this. I kind of just want to see how it wears, how we feel about it in the next couple of months, and I will report back. I already put a little line there because I was going to put it in a previous project pan and decided against it. So we have a little demarcation over there to show us where we're at, and that should be hopefully pretty easy. But that is everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this check-in. I look forward to these videos because I really love working on project pans, just because I feel like it helps me just make use out of my makeup. There's some top changing all the time, and like this gives me kind of a steady routine if I just need to not think about it, just jump in and do my makeup. But anyway, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you do consider liking and subscribing to my channel because it does really help. I'm on 400 dyslexia, 643 subscribers at the moment. I would really love to make it to 1,000. I would be really grateful if you guys could help me out. But other than that, that's it from me, guys. I will see you all next week. Bye.